Welcome to a special edition of the Lost Official Podcast. The following is a sound tour of the scoring stage with composer Michael Giacchino as he introduces us to the musicians and their instruments that make up the sound of Lost. Remember, you can find Lost on ABC on Wednesdays from 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock.
We're on. All right, here we are. We're inside the recording studio here at O. Henry Studios in Burbank. And I'm going to take you into the main recording room here, and we're going to talk to this gentleman over here. I'm going to steal this guy. This is Jim Sitterly, and he is one of our violinists. You can say hello.
Hi.
This is going to be broadcast to the universe for the ages. You know, for hundreds of years from now, Martians will be listening.
What kind of cool tape recorder is that?
It's a DAT player.
Oh, it's a DAT player.
Yeah.
What does DAT do?
They want to talk about some of the sounds. I want to make some of the strange sounds that we make week to week. You know?
Michael's famous for the old... And he also does quite a bit of... And then there's also the... There's lots of these, without the mute. There's lots of those.
It's funny when you hear it like this with just one violinist. It sounds like some guy's in the barn playing something, you know, before the hoedown.
Oh, there's none of this. Whoops, I'm only tuned. There's none of that.
That is the sound of Lost. Yes. What about the Behind the Bridge? Can you give me some?
Yeah, we do a lot of these. These are very important.
And what are you doing there?
Well, this is the old Behind the Bridge special effect for frightening scenes. And there's never anything like this. There's nothing like that. You know what I mean? There's nothing ever melodic.
It's crazy, isn't it? So that's a violin. Well, you wouldn't even remember any of the themes from the show, do you?
Sure.
Remember anything? He goes, yeah. Let me look one up.
Oh, here's one. This is a very famous Michael theme. No,
Great.
This is the theme. There's always the. Let's see. What is the one that is?
That one.
There's always that.
See, he doesn't remember. They come in here, they sit down, and then the moment they're out, they're gone. They don't even know it's gone. Hold this? Oh, Jesus. This is worth more than my house. I don't want to hold this thing.
Well, I was pretty much right.
You were right. It's not in there this week.
Oh, it isn't?
No.
Well, how is it?
Actually, it's one little bit, but it's kind of a variation of it.
Can I say what's really amazing about this show, the music? Michael has recurring themes, and he writes the music. All the music in every episode is related. In other words, there's never a cue that we play that doesn't seem to be reminiscent or reflective of another cue, and that to me makes the difference between an okay composer and a great composer.
And how long have you been working with him?
Oh, about 3 days. No, well, I was on the first one. Yeah,
Session here in L.A., which was about 97, I think, or 98 maybe.
so we go way back.
Yeah.
And you know what? Everybody knew that he was a major talent, right? For the first minute we played his music.
Was that Was that the $30 comment or the $40?
That was the 40. And this is, you can't really write this unless you're a genius. You know, you got to be a real genius. And
Or you just have to kind of find a violin and pick it up.
yeah, and this takes real courage. That's courage. There's never anything like.
When I'm in the room, they call it courage. When I'm in the booth over there and I can't hear them, they call it stupidity. So it depends on where you're standing at the time.
Excellent.
Right?
Well, thank you for showing us your sounds.
And you know what's amazing? Speaking of which, you know what's really amazing? Seriously, I don't know if this is the truth. This is the truth. Michael makes everybody feel like we're responsible for our part and the whole show.
When they screw up, they're responsible. No.
But there's a sense of pride in this team. So when we won the Emmy, we won the Emmy, and he made us feel like we made it. And I'm sure that now that we got the Golden Globe, and when we get the Golden Globe, we will get the Golden Globe. Not just him, not just the actors, not just the producers. It's really this is really nirvana in the music business, and he's responsible for it.
And just one more time, because I missed it, but what's your name?
Oh, well, should I tell him? Jim Sitterly.
The government won't hear this.
I'm new here.
It's for our podcast.
What's that?
It's an audio thing that can be downloaded so the fans can learn more about you guys and deepen their experience and connection to the show.
Oh, well, welcome to the show. It's great. People love this show.
Want to go check out a couple other instruments?
Walk us around.
All right, let's go say.
I'm sorry we're hogging the show.
That's all right, man. Well, you know, you are the show. Why not hog it? These are the basses. So we're going to get some strange sounds. Well, it's easy to get strange sounds out of this one because it just comes natural to him. He's much more of a legit player, so he has to work at it more.
You want to actually just take the mic?
Oh yeah, sure. So let's. I want to. We're doing a podcast that's going to be sent out to everybody, and we're just kind of just getting different sounds and different stuff. Do you want to introduce yourself and talk about what you do?
Dave Stone, bass here. Playing old Italian bass, about 200 years old, and just freelance around the LA area and doing different things. Right now I'm in the midst of a little bit of a cold, so I hope I don't get anybody out of it.
So stay away from the speakers, everyone.
But anyway, doing pretty good and happy to be here.
This is great. So what are some of the sounds I make you play every week?
Well, we can...
What about like a behind the bridge thing? What does that sound like on here?
And Michael, for the non-musically inclined, could you tell us what the bridge is?
The bridge. Well, in any string instrument, you have a section where all the strings are supported, kind of in the middle, lower middle, and when you play normal music, you play on the top end of the instrument. When you play lost music, you will play on the back end, the part that you're not supposed to play.
Or we might do the Ponticello down here for...
Absolutely. Played that a few times.
My name is Carl Vincent. I'm merely an intrepid pugilist out to please the constabulary. And it's great to be here with Michael, and he does have us play a lot of very interesting things. It's always a challenge, and we never know what to expect.
Neither do I. All right, so, of course, Norman's out. All right, this is, we're doing a podcast for the show. They're going to kind of broadcast a little thing for the fans, and they're doing a behind the scenes of the music. So, and this is the trombone section. So I was wondering if we could get you to do the out to commercial for us real quick. You know, that thing. Well, let's just pick, just go pick four dissonant notes, everyone a half step off in a higher range.
F, E, flat, D. I'll hold this down.
Yeah.
Just down.
And then, yes. So,
You conduct.
all right, 1, 2, 3. There we go. All right. Yeah, it's a commercial. Thank you. There it is. Now to the Bounty commercials. Thank you. Oh, here's some fun stuff over here. How you doing?
Hi, how you doing?
All right, here. Now you're going to have to hold this.
All right.
I'll come in and tell me,
Sorry.
tell me if you recognize any of these sounds. You can hold this down here. These are all. And this is the man, actually, right here, Emil Richards.
How you doing?
Hold these. These are his. Emil's doing all the percussion for us here, and all those weird sounds that you hear that I make him play, he plays them, and he plays them amazingly. You want to give us an example of what I make you do on this?
They might like to hear this sound.
This is an old orchestral secret sound that you hear in scores. I don't even know if we should say how it's done. What do you think?
Yeah, it's a Super Ball.
Oh, there he goes. He blew it. It's a Super Ball. You drag a Super Ball across a gong,
You know,
and
the
that's what
reason
you
I
get.
had this hole put
Well,
in
so you
there
could
is
do this.
for the bowling, so we can.
Now, what are some of the movies? Emil's worked on so many movies. What are some of your biggies?
Dr. Shifago.
All right, that was last year, right?
No, a long time ago. Let me see. We just did some work on King Kong,
Yeah.
and we also worked on. All the Star Trek movies,
There you
and
go.
Lethal Weapon movies.
You've pretty much recorded everything, right?
I've done 1,850
Take
movies.
Oh my God, Jesus! I don't know if we can probably take out the Jesus, but there you go. All right, so now here's another sound that you probably you'll recognize. That's something that we use quite often.
And what instrument is that?
It's called an onclang, but it's a metallic onclang. Most onclangs are made of wood. This was one that was built in the 30s, was it?
Yeah, actually 1902.
No, there. 1902. And this is a very unique sound that I discovered. He dragged in on The Incredibles, and I fell in love with it from then. So, and then there's this thing,
Guts of the piano.
the guts of a piano.
And I noticed we got some blisses this time.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to get a guitar pick out. It'll work much better with a guitar pick.
Drums.
Is this one of your percussion guys that you were telling us about?
Yes. So everything in here. So we got, everything we need to make enough noise to make you scared.
We're not using metal this time, but I brought this
You never
again.
know, we might.
This
I
is
love that thing.
you know what this is, all the.
We might use it.
Incidentally, I also have a cymbal tree
Oh, really?
with all these cymbals, and when you hit it with a triangle beat, it goes.
That'd be fun.
In case we need it sometime.
Bring it.
I will next time.
Thank you, sir.
This is in this room we have the harp. The harp is over here. It's a very important instrument in Lost. Except, normally you would play a harp very nicely and gracefully, but this is Lost, so we don't do that. We play it like this. You want to hold this down here? So that's a sound that's a really important sound in Lost, and it's used quite often in the show, and it's just one of those sounds of the show, You always try to come up with some things that, the goal for me was when I was a kid, I used to watch TV in the other room, and I could listen to my parents' television, and I could, before I was going to sleep, I heard the TV on in their room, and I would try and guess what they were watching by the music on it. So I've always tried to kind of set some sort of specific sound for a show, so maybe some kid will do the same thing. You could, something that you could walk by the television room and go, oh my, they're watching, the Rockford Files, or they're watching whatever, MASH.
What are some big shows or films that were influencing you, like, when you were...
In television? In television, it was Johnny Quest. It was Mission Impossible. It was MASH. It was the Rockford Files. It was Emergency. It was Adam 12. It was, The Muppet Show was huge for me. I mean, huge. Buck Rogers, the A-Team. I don't know, all of those things. But they all had their own cool sound to them, and I used to love listening. And back then, everything was recorded like we're doing today with live musicians, a live orchestra. So really, a lot of musical training came out of my just watching too much TV, and just listening to everything. And same with films. So it's, I'm just trying to hopefully carry on that tradition of just doing live music for TV. It's a really fun thing to be able to every week come in here with these guys, and you'll see they're amazing. They don't rehearse. They just look at it for the first time when they sit down, and they play it. What they're going to play today, they have never seen before. So, and that happens on a daily basis for them. And they're just amazing. Their talent is pretty staggering. It's fun to watch.
Excellent. So I think that about wraps up our tour.
Yeah. Okay. Great.
Excellent.
Hey, I was just. You hear it done for real.
You want to hear it done for real? Come on.
Yes, this is.
Which camera do you have?
Michael.
This is Gail.
Hi, guys.
This is Gail, and Gail has a huge role on Lost because what she plays, the sound she makes, is an integral part of the sound of the show. As you can put your mic down here.
So we do. I have to play with my nails, right? Which is not an easy feat to do, especially since they're not long. And I'm sucking as low as I can. And it's painful. And I break my nails every week.
And I ask her to do it like 30 times in one cue.
Yeah. And I had somebody actually say to me recently, "Oh, you play on Lost. What are you doing? What's your?" And I said, "Well, it's a very." And I told him about these low sounds, and he said, "Oh my God, I thought that was a synthesizer." So there you go. Yes. We did it. I finally got to be like a synthesizer. Come here, you. I love this man.
She's the best. You'll have fun watching this.
Yeah, we have a lot of fun.
She's so good.
And sometimes what I have to do, because I'm down there and my arms don't reach, I have to get down really low on my chair. I'll back up a little bit, get this out of the way, and I'm stretching down here as far as I can. I'm sitting, if any professional harpist saw me, they'd say, "Oh my God, oh my God." Anyway, I know Michael has to get started, and sometimes we're playing the two together, You're not supposed to know what's going on. So there.
Excellent. Thank you.